go there. Liberia was upside down. The whole world was panicking when I was called upon to lead a crisis as incident manager. I told my wife, it's time that we are called to order to serve our country. And I'm excited today she's here for the work, and took 70. I thought I was taking 75 bodies in a truck to bury. But by the time the news went out in Monrovia that there was a burial site to bury Ebola bodies, people started trooping in Texas, buses bringing dead people to the site. We got overwhelmed with almost 300 to 400 bodies. How do we bury them? We got an excavator. The excavator broke down. So guess what? Where we were burying the bodies, it was wet. In the middle of the night, in the morning, around 2 o'clock a.m., it was when I received a call from President Sirleaf. And Mr. Talbot, I don't want you to die. Leave that butch, come in town. But we try as all possible. Fund catalysis, hooks, diggers, shovels, and bury those people in Johnsonville. When I went home that night, my wife told me you will not sleep in the house yet. So you're Ebola, baby. You will sleep outside. You're not killing my children. I'm saying.
Did she tell you to change the clothes?
Guess what she did? She put solution of chlorine. Yep. Because those days I would wash hands with chlorines and all of that, and spray me the entire day with chlorine. Madam, thank you very much for the work that we've done together. And so today has become a story that I am telling across the world. 2 weeks ago, I was in Lusaka, Zambia, at the International Conference for Africa Center for Disease Control. 2 days ago, I was at the United Nations in New York, the Office of the Special Advisor on Africa. We're talking about African academics and healthcare complexities and all of that. And today we are here with Reverend Mountain and Madam Mountain for the great job and this great honors that you bestow upon us. Thank you, and we appreciate it. The book is available, it's online. If you want to order bulk purchase, you get a serial discount price and all of that. And we're taking it around the world. Reverend did tell you that some of the skills and techniques we developed in Liberia were used here. If you go online and Google award-winning faculties at the Johns Hopkins Bloomberg School of Public Health, excellence award-winning faculties in COVID-19 response in America. My name is Mesha Togo. And before I close, this is what we did in this country with all the sophistication. When someone contracted COVID-19, they got all the knowledge. The CDC is the best. The U.S. Center for Disease Control is one of the best. But being a technician, the population and you don't think the same way. So you saw a lot of Americans and Europeans die from COVID-19. They were not tracking people. Mm-hmm. If you had COVID, you remember the early days. Mm-hmm. Nobody called you, no one cared what was happening to your house, don't test you and all of that. So 4 of my colleagues and myself, I said, look, this is what we did in Liberia. We didn't have the sophistication, the telephone lines, calling people, zip code, rows and all of that. We have villages. And we train field epidemiologists, we call them fourth letter epidemiologists, going from village to village to track people who had Ebola. That's how we defeated it. So we brought it here and designed a course in this country. 1.3 million people took that course and got certificated. All US 50 states adopted that course and they're using it. It was translated in 7 different languages, including French, English, Chinese, and the rest of them across the world. 15 million people access it and review it. They call the contact tracing course for COVID-19. So those are the things that Reverend is talking about. You know, we bought tickets here, but Reverend, I owe you additional $500. Thank you.
I need your wife on your
Oh yes, oh yes.
I want that woman who told you change your clothes, don't come in the house.
I had wife.
Yes.
Put it together for his beautiful wife.
This is our gift, mommy.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Jack. Look, this place got to close at midnight, so I'm in a hurry. I wanted us to dance, but it's not possible, it seems. But that's okay. We didn't come here to dance, right? We came here to raise funds. And I like making money. And there's another $500. I love it, man. I love money, man. Anybody here want to love money? Don't clap. Good. All right. I got a friend here. Before I call on the last recipient, I need him to say a few words. He was here to give a presentation to Reva Foster, but she was not here, and I rapidly talk about her and shut my mouth. But I'm going to tell you something. I love this guy. Just last week, I was doing this thing, and he said, Reverend, I got something for you. I said, what? He said, I'm going to send it in the mail. He sent it to Peabody House. Amen. And Peabody delivered it. I'm talking about more than 4 cases of wine. I'm a friend of Jesus, so me and wine, we fine. All right? I don't know about you, but that's your problem, not mine. I love that. Friend of Jesus, he's my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to call my friend. I need him to say a few words because I can. It would be remiss. He took a flight to be here today. Put your hands together for my friend of my youth. They call him Alpha Ju. Ahmed Ba. Come on, my brother. Come on. Come on, Ahmed Ba. That's it. That's my boy. Yes, sir. She go dance. She might dance. Come on, she go dance. I will dance for money. Go to the podium, man.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I told Charles I need 2 minutes.
No, that's my friend. It's all right. You got money, I'm happy.
Reverend Nansois, thank you very much, sir. My father graduated from Johns Hopkins. My mother-in-law graduated from Johns Hopkins. Most people in the room didn't know what Ebola did to Liberia. I was in Liberia. Thank you, sir, for saving all the life. Well, Charlie, I don't like to be in a fanfare. But I will tell you some of the things they put there tonight. I will match it personally to you and General Doe. I don't call money, No, I said I will match some. I will match some. No, Derek, you match my own. To see a lot of people here that I knew from way back in Philadelphia. We get Dr. Cooper, Jesse Cooper. At my German time, I used to study to the house when I was in school. We got Edie, we got Timothy, our number 5 for the Philadelphia Striker. He played number 5 for our team. And back in the days, I got Joshua and some other people here. I told my big brother to come stand with me. I've been knowing this man since I was 1 year old when I knew him. His name is Amos Williams. I know when I came to your country in 1979, he stranded me to the airport, but that's okay, I forgive him. I got Derek here. This man made me to take the train from JFK to 6013 Calloway Street. I took the train, then I went to World Trade Center, then I took the train to Philadelphia. But I owe Maria Grunan boss. He was giving me direction. I read everything down in my brain. So, Charlie, I will take care of you. On behalf of the Barr family, I will contribute $5,000 to your effort. That's all I have to say. Thank you, everybody. We as Liberians, we have to go back to our country to fix it. We can't just be in America and be criticizing. We have to build interest in Liberia because they robbed my generation. I knew Charlie when he used to, I call him C. Levi Martin or Sweet Charlie Baby. We're talking about E.J. Roy and so forth. So Charlie,
Yes, sir.
$5,000 in the name of my father, my brother, and my family.
Give it up from Ahmed Ba. I need a picture on this $5,000.
You okay?
No, I said I want a picture. That's 5,000. I need a. Jurdo, come here. Jurdo. Thank you so very much. Thank you, my brother. All right, we're getting there. Ladies and gentlemen, he mentioned her name a few moments ago. I like to call her my sister because she is. She's my sister-in-law. She's a woman of a multiplicity of gifts and talents. She's a gynecologist, a pediatrician in my own mind. I hold in that, say in my mind. I know what I'm talking about, in my mind. But she's also an actor, a dancer, an acclaimed author, written a number of books. She worked coincide with Tolbert. When the president called him to this crisis, he called on her to come and stand by him. Ladies and gentlemen, my sister that I'm proud of, let's welcome Dr. Marty Stone, presenting Candy Boyu. Candy Boyu, come on girl. Look at him. By the way, this is Mrs. Boyu, Candy Boyu. They call her Candy because she's sweet.
Okay. All right.
That's a good one.
He's been embarrassing me all night. Sis Marty, you know, I'm so proud of you and the work that you've done in public health. Writing a book and all of the things that Dr. Ninswa just talked about that you've been a part of, helping in Liberia during the Ebola crisis. We appreciate everything that you do, and so it's my honor to give you this award. It reads thus. C. Levi Martin Ministries presents to Dr. Marty Stone the award for public health intervention during Ebola in Liberia. We're so proud of you. Thank you.
Kodak moment.
Oh.
Don't you know say this be our season? Be the friend of the poor, right?
Well, it is an honor, absolutely an honor to be here. You know, the whole week I was at the UN at a conference, and I felt unwell yesterday, but I decided I would sleep for 11 hours last night in order to make this event today, because I couldn't disappoint my sister and my brother-in-law. I'm a big fan of Reverend Martin. You know, she can't be jealous, because you see his energy. He's a comedian, he's a preacher, he's a singer, he's a dancer. We have a lot in common. And we're under the same sign of Aquarius. So, you know, we get along.
Absolutely.
Anyway, you know, when Talbot Nyenswa called me on August 11th in 2014, I was sound asleep in Boston. He said, Dr. Soon, you gotta come and help me. I said, do what? He said, I've just been appointed as incident manager for Ebola, and I need you to help me. And I'm like, I'm not an Ebola expert. He said, but I need you to help me. You gotta come and help me. And I thought about it, and I said, okay, I'll come. And within a matter of days, despite my sister, my daughter, my brothers, everybody discouraging me from going to Liberia, I got on a plane and I went and I arrived. And I was determined to do whatever I had to do to make it work. So it required me to travel. I had not traveled every length and breadth in Liberia before, but I had been to many places in another assignment. But we traveled by air, by road, by whatever helicopter and everything, to all the nooks and crannies of Liberia on some of the treacherous roads to find out what was going on in the country, in the villages, in the towns that was affecting Liberians so badly. But the key thing I want to say here is that until Talbot Nyenswa became the incident manager and got me to be his sidekick, you know what I mean? Things were very difficult, but we strategized and we stuck together. And the good thing about it is that as an advisor and technical assistant to him, he listened to my advice. Sometimes you have people who you're supposed to advise and they don't listen to your advice. Well, he listened to my advice and he consulted me on everything. And, we had all these international people there. And one of the things I decided to do was to teach him and guide him on how to deal with internationals when they descend upon you, because that's exactly what happened when Ebola was in Liberia. So he said a lot of what happened, and I won't repeat that. But what I want to tell you is that whatever industry you're in, if you're a writer, if you're a scientist, if you're engaged in writing papers with people, make sure that your name is on the paper if you've done the work. Because what we found out was that there were so many papers written on Ebola in Liberia. And as I read them, I didn't see the names of any of the Liberians that were doing the job. And so I said to Talbot, you have to stop this. As the incident manager, you can tell them what to do. And you need to tell them that they have to put Liberians' names on these papers. There were people writing books. They didn't even recognize the people who were doing the job. They gained a lot of expertise. A lot of people went to Liberia to gain expertise. Many people didn't even know about Ebola, or they didn't have any experience in dealing with Ebola, but they went there as epidemiologists or in some other capacity and gained their expertise as Ebola experts. So what I did with Talbot was to make sure that the Liberians in the Ministry of Health, the Liberians in the Public Health Institute who participated in kicking Ebola out of Liberia had to be credited scientifically for the work that they had done, because if their names were not on those papers, they would not be able to claim expertise. Talbot Nyenswa would not be able to stand here today and be the czar of Ebola if his name wasn't on over 30, 40 something papers. And so that is one of the things I'm very proud that we were able to achieve. And so we've done this book. This is a book. It's called Collapse and Resiliency, because Liberia did collapse, but the people were resilient. And the inside story of Liberia's unprecedented Ebola response. And the reason we call it the inside story is because it's the inside story. Nobody else is telling this story except us in this book. And we're not talking about epidemiology. We're not talking about all the technical things that you will read about in the Ebola papers or that you will read about in other Ebola books. We're talking about the unpreparedness of the government when Ebola was declared. We're talking about the fear of the people and the disbelief of the people that Ebola was real. We're talking about the cultural nuances, the cultural tendencies that cause people to be disrespectful of what the public health experts were telling them. And because of that, multiple families found themselves dead and being buried all at one time. We're talking about the politics of government, the politics of the international community descending on your country. We're talking about the politics of financial aid, when you're receiving aid from an external source, what it all means. We're talking about how some people didn't know anything about Ebola and had friends in different agencies, set up NGOs, went to Liberia, and reaped a fortune. And we are talking about how people, these agencies, soliciting funds in the name of Liberia, and the government didn't know anything about it. And some people refused to even share the information of what they were doing or what they were receiving in the name and interest of Liberia. A lot of illicit stuff was going on. A lot of activities that we didn't want to talk about was going on. And so we decided, like it or not, we would write this book. And so this book is not, it's an easy book to read, actually, not because we wrote it, it's just really an easy book to read, because it's a narration of the story. It's like telling a story. It's not lecturing you, we're not giving you a lecture. We're telling you a story, and basically, the foundation, one of the foundations of this book is the story of Talbot Nyanswa. Because I said to Talbot, we're gonna write that, let me just tell you how this whole book came about. All these people were coming, who had left Liberia, and coming to Talbot's office, and literally pleading with him to write an Ebola book. And he let him tell his story. And I had brought this up to Talbot before, but he wasn't taking me seriously. And so this guy who was once with UNICEF comes and he meets me in the office and he says, Mario, what are you doing here? He's a British guy. And I said, I'm working. He said, are you sure that's what you're here to do? I said, well, what else do you think I'm here to do? But he had come to solicit Talbot to write. So I go to Talbot's office and I said, that book is not going to be written because you are giving me permission to write this other book. And so that's the kind of stuff that we ended up doing. You know, so the foundation is about Talbot Nyanswa's life because he was the incident manager. People knew he was the incident manager, but nobody really knew who Talbot Nyanswa was or who he came to be. So some parts of the book is autobiographical. We are telling the story, how he was born in Sino from humble beginnings, how he was a refugee, ran from Sino, lived in the bush, slept in the bush, fought against the rebels, got his family into the Ivory Coast, lived as a refugee for several years in the Ivory Coast, went to high school, completed high school there, and the foundation of it all is that his father groomed him as a young boy to be able to endure the things that he endured when he had to become a refugee in the Ivory Coast. And so these are the stories that we tell. These are the things we talk about in this book. So, Reverend Martin, I'm also giving you $500. So together we're giving you $1,000. However, we have another proposition for you. We had, Talbot had ordered a box of books which we were bringing to give you the opportunity to purchase here tonight, but unfortunately the books didn't arrive on time. So if you pre-order, I will give my share of that as an additional contribution to the Reverend Martin and his ministry. So we encourage you all. I have 6 copies of the book, but 2 of them have already been sold. and one of them belongs to my sister and her husband.
And
So
one for the ward.
and one for the Ward Foundation. So essentially, there are only 2 that you can purchase here tonight. But you can pre-order them. You can Cash App, Zelle, Venmo, all of those things, and we will personally mail the book to you.
Those 2 books are sold.
We're auctioning it.
She wants
Okay,
No,
so we're gonna auction the book.
Yes.
We're going to auction mine.
We're gonna auction the book.
Yes.
The book is $35.
But we're auctioning
The
it.
book is $35. So
Highest bidder.
she's going to auction
Highest
the
bidder.
2 available copies
What?
for the highest bidder. So since this is a fundraiser, we're gonna raise the price of the auction. $100.
Oh,
200. Do I get 300? 250.
250 over
250 over there.
do we got 300?
Do we get it? The man who gave it 5,000, can you give me another 1,000?
there. He's not in the room.
He's not in the
He's
room.
not in the room?
No.
Okay. Henry Costa.
He's out of the
He's out
room.
of the
Oh,
room.
he's out of the room?
He already
Outside.
gave 500.
He already gave 500, but he could give
250.
another one.
250.
250. Who's
Going
getting
once?
the
250. Christine.
Christine?
Mako.
250.
Mako.
Thank you.
We got one more book.
We got one more book. All right. Bidding price. 250.
She's still on her 200.
You okay? 200. We start at 200.
That's
We
it.
got another 100. We got another 100. 200.
Huh?
250.
That's what we doing.
So, okay. So we have.
250?
We got 250 and 200.
We got 250 over there, 200 over here.
Okay.
That's
All
2
right.
books.
Thank you.
We got more books though.
That's it.
So now, for those of you,
732.
for those of you who
No,
want,
bring it. She wants it autographed.
for those of you who want to order a book, you can order it online or whatever. But if you order it from us, you will get a signed copy from both of us, which will raise the value of the book if you get both authors signing the book. And this is a memorable book. This story has never been told. And so this will be a legacy for us and for Liberia.
Could you guys take one of the books and sign it with her?
We'll sign the book
And the
with
other
you
one with
and
her.
with you. Okay.
When you come up
All
here,
right.
I need you guys to come up.
Okay, so for those of you
Those
who
who are
want
signing,
to,
come up, darling.
for those of you who want to pre-order, you can see me at that table later.
Okay, so let me take 1 minute.
You got a pen?
Liberia
You got a pen?
is a very complex society to work in. Very complex. Especially when you are a junior official. At the time that I was appointed to lead the Ebola crisis, I was Assistant Minister of Health. And the Assistant Minister of Health reports to a Deputy Minister of Health, the Deputy Minister reports to the Minister before the President. So there were a lot of politics at the same time I was appointed to lead the crisis. So I needed somebody who, and the 2 people that are still listed, listen to this one. There were 2 persons I could really trust to give some very technical and hard story. My wife and Dr. Stone. And we would sit down, cry about it, talk about it, and move on with the complex situation we were faced with. So she did an incredible piece of job with advising me get through the Ebola crisis. Thank you, Dad.
Okay. Now I want the 2 of you, please. I need the both of you to sign the books to these 2 individuals right on the table that we want to take a picture of it. We want to take a picture of it while you signed it. Yeah, I know we got to go. Let's get a quick picture, Gerudo. No, we took the picture already, right? Yes.
No, we didn't get it with that.
Okay. You'll go there while they sign the books and get them. Yeah. Mrs. Yosua, he wants you there. Just sign it there, right? Anywhere in the front area. Yeah, he late. I got one award, please, guys. Give me a break. Don't leave yet. Give me 5 minutes. Please sit down for 5 minutes. It won't be longer than that. I promise you, 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. Have a seat. Have a seat. Where's Jack? 5 minutes. Give me 5 minutes. That's all. We will get out in 5 minutes. Please have a seat. David, I'll help you put your jacket on. I'll be right there. He pulled his shoulder. That's what's going on. Please have a seat for 5 minutes after signing the book. If you give me 5 minutes, I got one award left. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an award I need to present. Jeruta's going to present this. This award reads... Now let me read it for me.
He's not presenting him, so talk down with read it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something. Where is he?
This is some ideas of one.
Yeah. It's over there. Oh, sorry.
I got it.
This award reads, presented to Burgess and Eddie Mayor Watkins Abu Ismail. Amen. Give them a hand, please.
Did I run away?
Let me tell you something. They got a song said, find a friend like me. And this is a friend. She is a friend. When I was struggling and needed a guest preacher for a woman's guest preacher, who came up? Eddie May. Okay? When we needed to start this whole thing with these projectors, who came up? Burgess. I'll never forget this. Ladies and gentlemen, I want Jeruta to read it to these, my dear friends. What does it say?
C. Levi Martin Ministries presents to Burgess, is this spelled correct? Oh. And Eddie May, Abu Ismail, the Dynamic Friend and Partner in Ministry Award.
Give them a hand, please. They are our partners in ministry. He refused. I decided if I didn't put it on the program, you would not see it in the program. Amen. Listen, I'm sorry we're here until midnight. They're already cleaning up. I wanted to take many of you to my house tonight, but I can't because I have to get up very early in the morning to go and preach in Maryland. But I pray that you all had a good time. In my vote of thanks, please, I want to commend and say thank you to my board of trustees, the chairman, one of the powerful women in Unity Fellowship Baptist Church. She's standing up already. Give it up for Bindu Mastercraft and Messi Mastercraft. Please stand. Please give them a hand.
They dropped everything and came to help me.
Eddie May, Burgess, don't go yet. I just want you to say a word. I told you I got 5 minutes. I took 2 of it. I just wanted to thank these people quick. I know you're trying to run. It ain't happening. Thank you, Derek.
Well, we're certainly grateful for the award and the recognition. So to all of you who contributed to this program, we say congratulations as well. Anything positive you have, remember they stated that this is going to be a yearly event. So anything, annual event, so anything you have positive to share with them about the night, please contribute that rather than go in a different direction.
Correct.
Enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Derek, I coordinated.
Let's close it here, right? The mic. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming. Thank you. I did not ask for it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming. God bless you. Thank you for all your support. Keep your eyes open. Look out for the website coming up. And keep your eyes open because while we're in Liberia, we will give you everything online. We will give you everything in a pictorial. And I want to thank you again for all your support. God bless you. Have a good night. If you need a box for your award and you want to put it in there, thank you. We'll have it.